I'm long 8s on a buyer-dominated market. I scratch here because they hit the Q because offers hit the Q. Sell pressure there at 8s, positive value. Long 8s again. Timid Q on the bid. I throw a scratch again because of how timid it is. Timid meaning it's like flickering back and forth. Nobody wants to trade there. I'm long 8s again. On support from tape primarily. The ticking and the floor I scratch. I've looped short because I can't break it. I can't get a fill though. Short 8s now. I scratch because there's more response from buyers on the tape. 7s now, I'm long. Press the wrong button and realize I'm long too. I take both off. You can hear buyers just tick over and over again. I'm long 7. I'm short 7. I have to go back. Q spoofs, it lifts on the bid. I get short. Tape steps in. I scratched. Long 8s again. Scratched on a timid Q. Tape's quiet. Trying to get in again. Long 8s. Still tape ticking. Scratch. Bidders holding. Values outside. Supposed value. Long 7s. Scratched. Long 6. Scratched. That upticking in the Q shifting is what I'm hitting. I suppose this is above value. Long 5. scratched. Long 5. Tape's quiet. Bid stacks. Tape kicks in. I won that one. We're at a shelling point now. I'm careful with my orders. Spoofs is offering higher. She's still hitting. Ask spoofs. She's still hitting. Long 4s. Playing from the long side because of the tape. Meta orders. Drives price. I scratched. She's still there hitting, even though it's a shelling point. Ask side is quiet. She's holding at 5. She starts lifting though. On the bed. Meaning the size starts to leave. She's quiet again. I scratched. I was long 4s. Shifting lower. Bid tape is still there. Long 4. She's quieter though. Bit of a gamble. Shelling point 3. Profile drops off. Spoofs at 1 and 4. Above value. Long 3s. Timid Q. Scratched. short 4s on tape, and that we couldn't break the shelling point 2 and 3. SPOO's still above value at 4 and 1. There's a good chance he's shifting higher because of SPOO's. I think I won that one. Yeah, I did somehow. Big sell pressure coming in. Trying to get in. Buyers show up now. Trying to scratch out. I lose the trade. I was right about the value theory shifting higher relative to SPOO's. Bids hit the tape big time now. Long 3s. You can hear him just piling in. I scratched, but they're still there. That trade. Long 2s. Scratched. Scratched. Long 2s. SPOO's still at that bracket. 7 and 4. I believe it was at 1 and 4. Long 2s. Into sellers though. Scratch. Long 2s again. Because the tape and the auction were forming at to the upside. So a bullish tape / market making trade at a theoretical phantom value. I scratched it. Long 1s. Won that trade. Tape is kicking off now. I put the scratch in immediate. I put the stop in immediately because it turns against me the moment I get in. So I scratch for a win. So I scratch period. We're at high of day now. Or a tick below it. She's quiet. Buyers show up again. Could be a high day run. SPOO's is offering into no man's land. Long 9s. Tape's going off. Q isn't following. I get long 9s. I get long 9s and lose that trade on sellers. They defend the high of day. Short 0 scratched. Long 0 on tape. And market making again. SPOO's still at higher value. Asks hit. I lose this trade. Long, short 1s on pressure. Going with order flow. I scratch.
Musk stuffs. Doesn't look like they're gonna let me out. There's a real bid for like 50 contracts, 70 contracts, and the moment I got out, it disappeared, so I got real lucky. Still selling pressure here. Intermittent bids from the tape, but it's a seller's market now. Spooz explodes, tape jumps. Trying to chase, but the queue's hitting really fast, so. Short fours. At an HVN, 3 is a low volume node drop off. Scratch. Threes on tape. So the breakout from the HVN, which is where a little bit of institutional flow is, the people position around the center of value, perspective of profile for the most part. Guys, scratch or win? Scratch. On tape again. Long twos. I pull my break even stop for a second and I put it back in because the most optimal strategy in the markets is preserving capital rather than making it. Long twos again, I scratched. Really timid queue here. I gave it a second to populate though. Did I win that? I won the trade, and though the queue replenished near immediately after I won it. Spoo's still at upper value. Long threes on bids and the HVN at 4 and 5, the little micro auction. Try to hit a kind of cheap continuation at the profile fall off, long twos, and I scratched. I won the 3 trade, long threes. Intermittent auction here, Spoo's is lower now. It's between 4 and 1, it was at 7 and 0. Long threes again.
Selling pressure here now. After an auction between 2 and 3. Spoos is still at value. Short 4s. Scratched. Short 4s again, scratched. Tried to hit short 4s again, but the Q stuffed. Book's too thick now. Short 5s. Tape is silent though. Ask is thick. 100 just spoofed on it. It's time to get out. Sign of weakness. Get out for a scratch. Short 5s. Scratched again. Long 5s. I lost. I got long because of the 3 ticks and the holding of 6, which is a low volume node, and they threw me under the bus. Short 6. They're hitting into the ask though. It's technically a seller's market here. We came off high of day, which doesn't have anything to do with order flow. But the pressure to the low side, which made it a seller's market, was people selling. Obviously, I'm long 5 on the little light ticks. I scratch. I'm short 6. I like to trade. Sell pressure past the node to the lower end of the distribution after an auction between 6 and 4. I think I kept my risk. I think I kept my risk pretty well in that range. If it doesn't break down here, it broke down, I won the trade. I might chase here. I try to chase. The Q on the ask is not timid post fill. I think there might be a bit of a run here. You can hear the tape going off on the ask. I hesitatively put in a stop here. At 8th, I get short 8 for continuation, and then buyers kick in. I lose the trade. You can hear them. I flip. I think I get whipsawed here. The ask stuffs. I flip long at 7, and the tape quiets down on the bid. Yeah, I got whipsawed. Pretty bad. That was a pretty nasty whipsaw. Make note of that, I suppose. It's more, you're incentivized to defect after the move happens, which is what happened. They pushed it up a tick, and then the ask stepped in. Spurs is shifting lower now towards VPOC. Long 8s. Scratched. Short 8s. I won the trade. Another continuation trade down to VPOC from pressure. We're at VPOC now, which makes me hesitant listening to tape. The bid to step in if I'm going it along. You can hear how sellers just continue to hit. Short ones below VPOC. Just on the strong pressure from the ask. I win the trade. I'm going to chase it, I think. I do try to chase it as a momentum trade. Hesitant Q on the bid ask. I think I get ran over here somehow.
Order filled.
Little preemptive response from buyers, I believe. They begin to rally. I'm long ones right into VPOC. Bid steps in. The ask steps in. Bid's quiet. Get short ones and scratch immediately. Chasing again into the end of the distribution. Long one. Scratched.
Order filled.
Long one again. Scratched. There's a ceiling at 0 from the ask. They can't break. And then bid tape slowly dries up as well. I got short 1. I won that trade, and now I'm chasing 2s. Down into the node. Spoos is shifting lower from a value perspective. Long 2s. On a return pullback, but mainly tape. I won that trade. Price rallies aggressively. They're going off. He's back at POC. They held 9s. I scratched at 0s. Hesitant Q again. I'm like, should I put my stop in? And I obviously put it in because it's the right thing to do. That's the end.